What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Big Cool here from Colossal Boxing Talk with
your boy John Big G from Colossal Boxing Talk as well.
And we're here with the Gladiator, John Molina. How you doing today, champ?
Good, man. Enjoying the holidays, enjoying the time with the family.
That's good. My first question is, obviously, you just told us before we went on air that you're in the gym, but are you currently training for a fight, or are you just in the gym staying sharp and sparring?
We're in the gym. We're getting ready. We'll be announcing after the first when we're going to fight. It'll be the top part of the year, but we're getting ready for something. We're definitely motivated and getting ready for something. I can say that much right now.
Okay, that's good to know. John?
Okay, one of the questions that I want to ask is, you have a potential fight of the year. Obviously, it's a favorite amongst us at Colossal Boxing Talk and amongst the whole world. So my question to you about that is, what would you say to people who had a vote as to why they should vote that as fight of the year? And what did you learn from that fight?
Well, to me, I think the world knows that it is fight of the year. I think it's an honor to even be mentioned. I was talking with my buddy about it today, and it's something that you can take with you to the grave. And always remember that 2014 you had the fight of the year that the fans voted, and that was the fight to have. As far as learning, you're in there with the best of the world, and we're both bangers, and we came forward and we put on a great show. I think there's some unfinished business there. I think stylistically it's a beautiful matchup. I think it's a beautiful fight, and I think in 2015 we'll definitely do it again. At least on my side, we're all for it.
That's definitely a fight or a sequel we would like to see. We would love to see. Like I said, and like John said, that's the fight of the year in our opinion, and I'm pretty sure, amongst other boxing media and fans as well. It was a terrific fight. And I must be honest, I didn't give you that much of a chance, not trying to disrespect you as a fighter, because I just thought that Matthysse and you coming up in weight was kind of going to be too much. But, I was pleasantly surprised, and you definitely, gained a fan, and, it was just a tremendous fight, and kudos to both of you guys.
And that's pretty much a grand consensus around. It was kind of like, if you will, my coming out party. People knew what I was all about. I've had some come from behind victories with the likes of Mickey Bay and Hank Lundy and stuff to that nature. But coming in with someone like Matthysse, who's a banger, is a come forward guy who's arguably one of the most feared men in boxing today. It was just kind of the approach we needed to take. I didn't have the Olympian approach where everything was handed to me. I kind of had to take the scenic route and come up the back door and make my presence known, and now we've done that, and we're looking forward to a big 2015.
I definitely agree. And my next question is, were there or have there been any talks about a potential rematch with Matthysse, or is he standoffish and really doesn't want to get in the ring with you again?
Well, I can't really speak for his part. I know that on my part, I'm letting everyone know that we're willing, ready, and able to accept that fight again. I believe it's a fight that needs to happen again. Not that it was a question on who won or what. I feel the entertainment value alone. I think the fans want to see it again. It's kind of like going to fall into the hat with like a Brandon Rios and Mike Alvarado, Barrera, Morales. I think that's going to be that kind of a fight. I think it should happen again, and I believe it will happen again.
I definitely agree. Like I said, it was a hellacious fight, and both of you guys, laid it all on the line, and one of the most brutal fights I've seen. And like I said, hopefully it gets done again so we can see it and enjoy the sequel. John JG.
All right, I got a question. Going back to the Mickey Bay fight, everybody growing up, you picture as a kid, I guess you might be outside and you picture that special ninth inning home run, or game-winning 3-point shot, or in your case, a last round knockout. Can you describe that feeling to the fans and to everybody who's never actually experienced anything like that?
Yeah, that was, like I said, it was a surreal moment. You're in the moment, you're fighting. Stylistically, I knew I was getting to him. I'm not saying I was winning the fight because, of course, I was getting outboxed in the sense where he was quick, he was hitting, and he was running. But I knew eventually we were getting to him. I knew 2 rounds before I hit him to the body and hurt him devastatingly. And no one else picked up on that, but I was able to pick up on that. And I knew it was a matter of time, although I didn't anticipate it was going to be the last minute of the fight. But, it all worked out. But we're always in the fight no matter what. And given my power in both hands that I continue to fight on a dime. And not that I rely on that, but the fight's never over until it's over. And I think that night helps with that statement. I think the fight wasn't over until it was over. And, it was a good fight. Again, that was another, exciting comeback that I put on for the fans. And I'm very grateful that the fans are taking notice now. And again, the feeling, but you're right. I mean, these are moments that you imagine as a kid. I mean, I can even imagine myself watching Rocky and thinking, man, I want to be that come from behind victory when Apollo and Rocky go down and you beat the count to go up. That was kind of like my moment. I lived that moment, so it was pretty exciting, and it was a great feeling.
Yeah, John.
Let's see. I got another question. For 2015, what are some of the things that you're gonna work on? You said you're in the gym now, so what are some of the things you're gonna work on to take your game to the next level?
Well, I think for me, I didn't turn pro till I was 24 years old, so it was all a learning experience. And these last couple fights of mine, being on the big stage are very important learning lessons. Now, we want to learn and come out victorious, of course, but we are that much of a better fighter for each fight that we fought. So we're looking forward for 2015. There's nothing that anyone can do to me in that ring that I haven't seen before. I'm what you call now a seasoned veteran. I know what that means truly now. I know what to expect, and we know how to prepare myself to get the best out of me. And that's what we're working on. We have great training, staying in the best shape, and be able to throw a lot of punches, and that's how you're going to get the best out of myself.
Okay. We're looking forward to that. My next question is, you suffered somewhat of an upset loss at the hands of Humberto Soto. My question is, did you think you took that fight too soon after the Lucas Matthysse slugfest, or was that just a bad off night for you?
I think it was a combination of a lot of things. I think it was an off night one. I think Jay Nady didn't help me. If you watch that fight, he really was against me. If I have it my way, I would never have Jay Nady referee another one of my fights. I mean, I think some of those quote-unquote low blows were actually knockdowns that he didn't count in my favor. One of them I could say was specifically low, the first low blow that I hit him with. Two, when Humberto Soto was hitting me low, he was saying that, and he hit me low, it hurt, and I was going to take a knee, and in the middle of the fight, Nady told me, if you take a knee, I'm counting it as a knockdown. So I really felt like I was fighting two guys in the ring. But with that being said, I can't take anything away from Humberto Soto. The guy had 70-some fights, a 2-time, 3-time world champion. Great fighter. He was a good guy, and it wasn't our night, but we're looking for 2015 to be a very, very big year for us.
All right. Well, like you said, we definitely looking forward to you to bounce back in a big way and make some more noise in 2015. My other question is, I know that you recently, I guess, coming up on a year now, since you signed with Al Haymon. How is it working with him from your personal experience?
Al Haymon, like I said, I know it sounds cliche, but he's really the best thing, man. He's an advocate for the fighters. He genuinely cares about us. If you find all the naysayers and people that are talking bad about Al Haymon, it's because they don't know him or they're not with him. He really is. He's the real deal. He cares about us, and in the business of vultures and snakes, he's the man you want to be with, because he's a straight shooter. What he says, he does, and what he does, he says. He's done nothing but good things for me, and again, I know you'll hear that from everybody, but being from myself, someone that came up the back roads to get where I'm at, Al Haymon literally changed my life in the ring and out of the ring, and he's done everything he's ever said he was going to do, and he'll continue to do that for me. So being with Al Haymon's a blessing, and he's the real deal.
All his fighters seem to say that. Another question regarding Al Haymon, how is it like far as the working relationship in terms of, do you suggest to him who you would like to fight, or is it just he gives you a list of guys you would like to fight and tell you to choose from there, or it's pretty much, if you see a guy that you want to fight, he works it, he tries his best to get the fight made, or you just take his advice and fight the guy he think you should fight at that particular moment in time?
Well, of course, there's always options there. There's always options, and you're in charge of you.
Okay.
But, there's certain hats that everyone wears on this team, and I wear the hat of a fighter. Al Haymon wears the hat of my manager. manager. So I let him do his job and I do my job. And it's a symbiotic relationship that actually works. It flows for both of us. So I don't step on his toes. He doesn't step on my toes. And that's the way it works. You relinquish a certain amount of power to a man because you trust him with your career. And I trust him with my career, and he's done nothing but great things. So it's not a matter of, before, I could tell you before, with the other guys that I was with, it was you're fighting this guy and that's it. There was no options. You know, with Al Heyman, it's like, what do we do? What's the best approach we're gonna come out with? You want to fight that guy? Okay, he's not gonna say you fight that guy and that's it. No, it's let's make the best suggestions for the team. Let's give it the best fight for the fans. I mean, he really cares about all aspects of the game. So it's a good thing doing that with Al Heyman. You have options. That's the beautiful thing. There's options. It's not just one and done. There's options there.
That's good. You know, like, I'm happy for you that you finally in a place in your career where you have a great team behind you that's putting you in positions to succeed as well as make a good living in this brutal sport. So I'm glad for you. JG?
Well, if you think about it, all those fighters, man, we literally put our lives on the line. I mean, believe me, a fight like Lucas Matthysse and myself, I mean, these are fights that, you know, could potentially take something out of you. You know, and it's, you know, but we do it because we love the sport. This is what we do for a living. This is how I feed my family. This is how Lucas Matthysse feeds his family. And this is why you're going to see so much passion in the ring. That's why you guys saw so much passion that night, because we're not fighting because we're just in there to fight. We're fighting there because we have a family to feed. We're fighting there because this is what we love to do. This is what we've been brought up to do. So it makes it a lot easier when you have the right team behind you. When you have everything working the right way, the right team behind you, the right management, the right supporters, the right people that are there rooting you on and telling you what to do, where to go, the right trainers, it makes my job that much easier to be able to perform at a high level.
I definitely agree, and like I said, I can speak for JG. You know, we had utmost respect for fighters and what you all do in terms of putting your life on the line and taking so much physical punishment to entertain us. And we're thankful for y'all for entertaining us. So, thank you. JG?
Oh, you're welcome. Trust me, it's my pleasure. I couldn't see myself doing anything else.
That's good to know. JG?
Okay, I have a follow-up question about Mr. Al Heyman, and then I have another question. So my question about Al Heyman is, the whole boxing world, I mean, all of the boxing heads that I deal with and, you know, we deal with it, colossal boxing stuff, you know, it always seems like with Al Heyman that there's always thinking God and then Al Heyman. Is that like by design? Is that like a funny coincidence? Or, you know, is it scripted? Like, why does it always seem that the fighters, I guess, think Al Heyman the same way?
I don't know if it's a coincidence or by design. I think it is a coincidence. It's not like they tell you, oh, make sure to think Al Heyman. That's something that you want to be thankful for, because, you know, you want to know the guys that are giving you the opportunity. You want to make sure that it's appreciated. You know, for me, I mean, the way I was brought up by my mom and dad was always to thank people that did stuff for you in that sense. So, I mean, for me, when I think Al Heyman, it's not because it says, oh, by the way, let me thank Al Heyman. No, I want to thank Al Heyman genuinely for putting this opportunity in front of me. So it's a genuine thing. I believe all the fighters, I speak for myself, I can't speak for everyone else, but for me personally, you know, if someone holds the door open for me as I walk into a restaurant, I tell them thank you, you know, because they did that for me. So I believe that's where that comes from. And I know it does sound cliche, but it's not like we're taught to say, by the way, let me thank Al Heyman. It's just, I think it's a respect issue. It's a respect thing that I was brought up personally. And again, I can only speak for myself.
Gotcha. And I got a second question. It's not related to Al Heyman, I promise. The question that we is that, you know, it's colossal boxing talk. We've been flirting with the idea of how a unibody system with only one championship per weight division will work. And you've been in the game. Do you think that would be a good thing? And how could that, you know, how could we take the steps into making that happen?
I don't know if it can happen, because at the end of the day, sanctioning bodies, it is a business as well as a recognizable honor to be able to hold a title from these sanctioning bodies. But at the end of the day, it is a money-making business as well. So I don't know how successful it would be to unionize it, if you will, to make it one champion like the old school days and one individual weight class. I don't know how that would work, but I think a lot of us fighters I know, and believe me, we all want to be world champion, without a doubt, undoubtedly. But my success has come from the way I fight in the ring, how I put it out for the fans. That's where my success stems from. You know, I'm widely known because of the fact of how I fight with my heart, with my passion. Bouts are great, but it's all about the fight. I love to fight. I love to put on the best fights, and I want to challenge myself against quote-unquote the best in the division. So do I think it would be a great idea? Yeah, it would be a good idea, but at the same time, I don't know how successful it would be to try to get one champion out of every weight division. It sounds like a great idea. It's an old-school thought process. I'm a fan of it, but at the same time, I mean, whether I'm fighting for a belt or I'm fighting for my pride, because at the end of the day, I'm fighting for my pride. And that's where it matters the most. But again, it's a great idea. I think it's a good idea, but then again, if you go old school, you're going to start having same-day weigh-ins, and you're going to open up a whole can of worms that I don't think you want to open up.
Okay. To follow up on this question, if not one champion, what about a union for boxers? You know how I guess the NFL Players Association as well as NBA and NHL, just something to set up for boxers to be protected. After they retire, or in case of some tragic happening, as far as a permanent injury or whatnot, something to protect you all, and not just you all, but your families as well. To show come to your helping hand if that case presents itself. Do you think that'll be something?
I think it's a good thing. I think it's a great thing, but at the same time, up to the individual. Luckily, I've been, these are things that you have to take responsibility. I have a family. I have a young family. I have my wife, my child, my daughter. And these are things that we need to, we need to take care of ourselves, I believe. You better believe that I set myself up to make sure if anything were to happen to me, God forbid, that my family would be taken care of. And if not, shame on you. Because you should, as a man individually, if I was working a trucking route or in a printing business or, working, in the supermarket, I would make sure I had my ducks in order, that I would be protected. If something, God forbid, would happen to me, I'd go outside and get struck by lightning. So I think that's a responsibility of the individual. But at the same time, if someone were to step forward and unionize the boxing world, like an NFL, like an MLB, like an NBA, I think it'd be a great thing for the fighters. I think it's an individual responsibility to make sure those responsibilities are taken care of.
Okay, I agree with you on that. JG, your next question.
Okay, and this is my last question, man. Can you kick a freestyle for us, man? We're big fans of that.
Broner, man, I got tired when we did that rap. I was more on the influence of helping the words go down. I can barely even wrap a gift for Christmas, so I'm not gonna claim. I mean, if I roll up the windows in the car, and that one song comes on that you like, I'm going hard. But to go out in public and do it, it's not gonna happen.
All right, I got a couple.
I guess
Go ahead, John.
On a scale of 1 to 10, though. On a scale of 1 to 10, how bad do you want a Broner fight? Because you know what?
Oh, I would love that fight because. Go ahead.
Because we want to see it. I mean, as soon as I heard this song, I was like, get them in the ring now. I don't care if they're freestyle battling against each other. I want to see these two go at each other.
Well, look, I'm not going to have a debate contest with him because I will say this. Adrien Broner is good for the sport in the fact of the antics and the tactics that he uses to try to get into a guy's head. But that's not going to work with me, one. Two, when we get in the ring, we're not going to be talking about your girlfriends or your wives or your moms or this, that, and the other. We're going to be fighting. And I think that's the realization of our sport. Three, would I love to fight Adrien Broner? Absolutely. Do I think stylistically it's a great matchup? Yes. Do I think he's like Floyd Mayweather? Absolutely not. He doesn't have the footwork that Mayweather has. He doesn't have the intelligence that Mayweather has inside that ring. He has the hand speed, and you see the spurts of that in the individual fights when he decided to ring it out. But if you put pressure on Adrien Broner, you back him up, he's going to be in a world of hurt. So if that fight presents itself, Adrien Broner is going to be in a world of hurt.
And that would be a terrific fight because, like I said, both of you guys like to fight on the inside, and obviously you will have the height advantage and the reach advantage, and you have the power advantage over him, even though he's no slouch in that department. But I agree with you. Y'all styles mesh well, and it would be another fight of the year type fight that the fans would enjoy. So hopefully that fight can come to fruition and get made sometime
I
next
think
year.
it can happen. The one thing I will say about Adrien Broner, do I care about all his antics outside the ring? No. The one thing I will say good about him is he went 12 rounds with Marcos Maidana, who in my opinion is one of the toughest fighters in the world today. Hits like a ton of bricks. At a weight division where Broner should have had no business being at 147. No business whatsoever. But did he hold his own? Did he do okay? Yeah, so you got to take it out. I mean, the guy's a good fighter. I can't say he's bad. I can't say he sucks because he doesn't. He's actually a good fighter. But, you know, I got to give credit where credit's due. He did hold his own against Maidana. Did he get his butt kicked? Yes. But did he end the fight on his feet? Yes, he did. So you can't take that away from him. But with that being said, I want my crack at him. But there's a couple other names at 140 that I believe are going to make, stylistically, going to be a Fight of the Year candidate if and when we fight, like myself and Omar Figueroa coming up to 140 now, myself and the rematch with Lucas Matthysse, myself and Lamont Peterson. I think stylistically these are great matchups for boxing.
Man, if you could see me, I'm over here smiling because you just named out Lamont Peterson and you would be, you know, man, that would be a great fight, as well as you and Omar Figueroa. But the Lamont Peterson fight, I didn't even think of that potential matchup, but he's another guy that can box, but he loves to bang the body, and man, it'll be a terrific fight. You know, he's another fighter that's sometimes overlooked, you know, in boxing. But like I said, you know, you keep putting you guys in the ring with each other and making terrific fights. You know, people can't help but to notice you all and become fans.
Well, that's why I'm excited about 2015, because all the names that I mentioned, we can have a round robin at 140. 140 and 147 are I believe, the premier divisions in boxing right now. I think with all the talent there, all the names, all the different styles, all the matchups we can make, I think it's just going to be a fun 2015 for the fans of the sport. For myself, because I love to fight and I love to challenge myself, it's going to be just as fun. But I mean, to be a fan, even a casual fan, to see these kind of fights, I think there's going to be a lot of great things happening in 2015.
I definitely agree with you. A couple of more questions. Number one, who inspired you, you know, to, you know, start boxing, and who is your favorite fighter of all time?
Well, my inspiration stems from when I was in about 6th grade, when I started doing pre-algebra. I couldn't do it. I was like, man, what the hell am I going to do for a living? No, I'm just kidding. Reality is, ever since I was a little kid, my father was big time into boxing. And we'd always watch boxing all the time. And we had archives and art. I mean, my earliest memories of being a kid, it was my father watching boxing. We'd have all the fight parties at my house. We'd watch, you know, Mike Tyson when he fought Buster Douglas. Of course, that was a major upset, but that was a big time. I was old enough to know, like, wow, that was huge. Even I can say when Barry McGuigan lost to Stevie Cruz, that was another big upset. I mean, this is going back, way back. Because I'm a student of the sport, but that's an inspiration. But believe it or not, and we're talking role models, I'm talking about inside the ring. I'm a big fan of what Oscar De La Hoya did in the ring. Again, I'm not talking about his antics out of the ring. I'm talking about what he accomplished in the ring. De La Hoya, Fernando Vargas, I know it's kind of a clash to like both of them, but Fernando Vargas, in my opinion, to be in the fights that he was in at such an early age and be at that magnitude, that level, is tremendous, is huge. And from what I'm hearing from Robert Garcia to Joe Goosen to everybody, saying that Fernando Vargas was, quote unquote, the best amateur fighter they've ever seen, one of the most talented fighters they've ever seen coming up. I think that's a big compliment.
He definitely was a talented fighter, and, you know, he was rushed a little bit too soon, in my opinion, but, you know, he was definitely a talented fighter with a big punch and tremendous heart. And, you know, Oscar De La Hoya, the golden boy, you can't go wrong with him. He ducked and dodged no one throughout his career, and he's definitely, you know, one of the all-time greats. My last question is... And
that's what I respect in the ring, because, like you said, these guys fought everyone they were supposed to fight, whether they were the best at the time. I mean, the best fighting the best, and they didn't duck or dodge anybody. I mean, when De La Hoya fought Corte, that was a tremendous fight. And then immediately following, who do they give Corte to? They give it to Fernando Vargas. Mm-hmm. And Fernando Vargas goes in there and takes care of Corte, who was a big, great name at that point at an early age. So these are fighters that they're throwback. They didn't duck from anybody, and they fought everybody, and they fought. Win, lose, or draw, they still fought.
I definitely agree. And my final question before we let you get out of here is, if you could face any fighter from, I guess, 135 to 147 throughout the history of boxing, who would it have been and why?
Ooh, that's a good question. Man, I can't even answer that. So many. I mean, if you go to the 80s era, you have from Roberto Duran, you got Tommy Hearns, you got Sugar Ray Leonard, you got Malcolm Taylor, you got Michael Nunn at when he won 60, if I'm not mistaken. There's so many fighters. I don't know. I think a fight with me and Vinny Pazienza would have been a war.
Yeah.
Given the styles. Vinny's actually a good friend of mine, so if he's listening, my bad, Vinny, but I think a fight between us would have been a war.
I definitely agree. And we, like I said, we appreciate you, taking time out of your busy schedule, to talk boxing with us for a few minutes. Is there anything you want to say to your fans before you get out of here?
Just thank you guys very much. It's because of you why I'm here today. I will continue to put 100%, 120% effort in that ring. I will continue to put fight of the year candidates every time I step in those ropes, and I'm very thankful for the support that you guys showed me in this last year. Much appreciated, and Happy New Year's to everybody, and I will see you guys in 2015.
John, you want to say anything to John before he leaves?
One, you have a great name. John is the best name there is. Right? Could you give us a shout out at Colossal Boxing Talk?
Yeah, Colossal Boxing Talk, one of the best in the business. Thank you guys.
Thank you, and you have a good rest of the evening, and Happy New Year, Happy Holidays, and we look forward to you in 2015.
Likewise, you guys. Have a good one.
All right.
All right.
And there you have it. Interview with John the Gladiator, Molina. This is Big Cool, and I'm out. Peace. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to Colossal Boxing Talk. Leave your comments in the comment section at the bottom. Share it, and just stay tuned, because we got more in store for you.